horrible. It was the fucking horrible the way that game ended.
All I know is even though the Giants were not in the Super Bowl, we still won. And that's all I care about. Because Bradbury won for us. We gave him to you, and he fucked your whole chances up, man.
No, first of all, that penalty, everybody cries about that penalty. That penalty didn't have nothing to do with the reason why the Eagles lost the game. That game came down to 2 plays. Besides the fact that defense couldn't stop anybody. And I'm sorry, everybody. I'm sure you've heard this so many times you're sick of it, but I gotta school my friend Matt here. Came down basically 3 things. The defense couldn't get a stop in the second half.
Neither defense could for a while.
Jalen punted the ball right to Kansas City, and they ran one in for.
It was a good shot. If he was on their team, like that was a
perfect handoff. And also the special teams let that punt return come back to the 5-yard line. There were the 3 things that just killed the Eagles. And
I agree. I agree.
I know this from watching college football because that's the only one I really pay attention to. Mistakes is what makes championships, and you can't make those kind of mistakes, bro. It was a good game, and that's why you can be mad because you lost. But at the end of the day, it's a pretty good game. It's the first game of football I've watched professional all year, and I was entertained. So
it wasn't that I was upset. It was the fact that it was like an amazing season for the team. And for them to just lose it in the end like that, it just
somebody had to lose though, right?
Somebody had to lose.
If there's one bit of solace that I could offer you, is that Jalen Hurts is in fact the guy for your team, and that's all I will say. He's earned my respect. So has AJ Brown. Him, AJ Brown, and Goddard are my favorite players on your team.
And I'll tell you what, Bradbury was a great. I'd like to see him keep Bradbury, to be quite honest with you, but we don't. I
want you guys to keep this same energy for the XFL and the USFL and all the other bullshit that's going to start in April. I want you guys to watch some new football.
I'll be watching the USFL. I loved it when it was here the first time. I had season tickets to when the Philadelphia Stars were here the first time.
Where were those like $8 a piece? Maybe. Probably $8 for the season, John.
Yeah,
there wasn't nobody in those fucking seats.
It was cheap. That was when Donald Trump owned the New Jersey Generals.
Yeah,
and his running back was Herschel Walker. It's funny how all that stuff comes back around again.
God damn it.
So, all right. I don't know if you want to talk about the roast you guys were on.
Oh yeah. I went straight into the football and I completely forgot about the roast. Well,
you couldn't wait for that.
We had a roast that was pre-recorded this past weekend, and it was for the episode 100 of 69 Whiskey. We are now about to reach 100 episodes coming up here in a couple weeks, so we wanted to take the advantage and record the roast as soon as possible. And we had a really great showing. We had a really great time. Jody's whole shtick, as always, is very impressive, the way he roasts people. And I was telling you this when we were talking about it after the fact. I think I did a pretty good fucking job.
Yeah, Matt, you did a good job. I will tell you this, having been the consolier or the arrangement person for at least 2 or 3 roasts now, that went very well considering everything that happened. So I
want you to know that I was stressed as fuck out for the whole week leading up to that.
John, how many roasts? You've watched me work through about 3 of these things already. And the problem is people flake out for whatever reason. They don't want to get shit talk. They don't want to do the work. They don't want to write jokes, whatever reason. But you can ask 20 people, like 5 of those people are going to show up on game day. That's just the way that it works. And Matt asked 8 people in total in the beginning. And I was just like, Matt, I don't know if you have enough people. With all due respect, I said if 3 of those people drop out, it's just going to be me, you, and Eric, like shit talking each other, which I'm fine with. But just so you know,
I want you to know that pretty much all the people Eric asked to fucking come on did not show up, all except 1.
Yeah,
like that was it. Like mostly everybody minus Jay from Porn Stash showed up on my end of things. Eric's completely fell through, which to the surprise of absolutely nobody, he follows up with absolutely no one. So
that is true. Matt did a good job of getting people that were actually going to come because literally the other guy, all of the other fucking people dropped out. So
it's hard. Roasts, unless you really love them and love to do them, they're hard to do because not only that, you got to write jokes and then you're going to go up there and bomb it. It's not something you normally don't do. But then other people are just going to shit all over you. And that's you're not used to that. That's a little tough.
Yeah. I told people that were asking, I said, listen, you have to write something because if you show up empty-handed, you're going to get destroyed. That's the way this works. Even if your jokes are fucking nails on a chalk, they don't make sense. They're the worst jokes ever. As long as you write something at the end of the day, you're not going to be the person that didn't do the work because that person is going to get destroyed.
Yes.
I had a little bit of help though, because I actually, at one of the radio stations I work for part-time, the guy who's part of one of the morning shows for one of the stations, he was a comedian.
Oh,
so
you
I
outsourced?
outsourced a little bit, and he gave me some advice, and I also used some of the advice you gave me as well, Jody, but he gave me some advice and I kind of turned it into something, and mostly everything I wrote by myself. Nobody wrote anything for me. People gave me ideas and I kind of just played off on that.
I don't hate it when people write jokes for other people in a roast, especially guys that don't normally write jokes. You know, I don't hate that.
That's how real roasts work. Usually, if they have celebrity people come in, they get real comics to write jokes, and then they sift through them and go, "Here you go, guy. Here's the things you're supposed to say."
I wrote jokes for Eric Zane when he did the roast of Carl.
Yeah,
and he fucking bombed.
Mm-hmm.
And I was talking to Devin, former Rubbernecker, and he's like, "Oh my God, your joke sucked." I said, "Really? Hold on." So I pulled them up, and then I did them, and they were all laughing. I said, "See, it's not the jokes, it's the fucking delivery."
I think my delivery was pretty good.
I said the only thing with roast jokes is you have to deliver it like you are the shit. Mm-hmm. Don't stumble, don't fumble. Read the goddamn thing that you wrote on the piece of paper and say it like like you fucking mean it. And I said, and that's it. That's all. I had
a couple of fumbles, but I think overall I was proud of the delivery I had. That's all I'm going to say.
So that'll be out soon. You guys can check that out. 69 Whiskey Podcast at 69 Whiskey. Google search it. You'll find it.
Maybe.
Yeah.
All right. So speaking of deep fakes, I have I want to start off with this because it's the first time I've ever seen President Biden say anything that is actually true.
Oh, this was from the State of the Union address the other night?
I don't know.
Mish, have you seen this? Did you watch the State of the Union?
I've seen bits and pieces of it online, mostly when he was saying something about the whole taking out Social Security, and the entire Republican side of Congress went wild. But that's all I've seen. So by all means,
here you go. Prep yourself, buddy.
Oh boy, this is gonna be good.
You'll never be a real woman. You have no womb, you have no ovaries, you have no eggs. You're a homosexual man twisted by...
What's going on?
All the validation you get is two-faced and half-hearted. Behind your back, people mock you. Your parents are disgusted and ashamed of you. Your friends laugh at your ghoulish appearance behind closed doors. Men are utterly repulsed by you.
Goddamn, Joe Biden.
Years of evolution have allowed men to sniff out frauds with incredible efficiency. Even trannies who pass look uncanny and unnatural to a man. Your bone structure is a dead giveaway. And even if you manage to get a drunk guy home with you, he'll turn tail and bolt the second he gets a whiff of your diseased, infected axe wound. You will never be happy. You rent out a fake smile every single morning and tell yourself it's going to be okay. But deep inside, you feel the depression creeping up like a weed, ready to crush you under the unbearable weight. Eventually, it'll be too much to bear. You'll buy a rope, tie a noose, put it around your neck, and plunge into the cold abyss. Your parents will find you, heartbroken but relieved that they no longer have to live with the unbearable shame and disappointment. They'll bury you with a headstone marked with your birth name, and every passerby for the rest of eternity will know a man is buried there. Your body will decay and go back to the dust, and all that will remain of your legacy is a skeleton that is unmistakably male. This is your fate. This is what you chose. There's no turning back.
God damn. Biden 2024, am I right?
That's a deep fake?
That's a deep fake.
I thought that was real for a second until like halfway through. I'm like, oh shit.
Yeah, man.
Oh shit, he went there.
They're getting really good with the deep fakes, guys. I think the world may be over. I think this is it. This is the last ride, and this is between strapping AK-47s to robo dogs and deep fakes of Joe Biden talking about trannies. Like, this is it. In less than 2 years, we're done.
You know what? I actually, there's a similar story that is out there. I'm not sure if you maybe have heard it, Jody. A Twitch streamer got caught, I guess, by his wife or something, or by his chat, watching deep fake porn of two popular female streamers once. I don't know where this was. I heard about it secondhand, but man, that kind of sparked the whole shitstorm of like privacy and, is deep fake porn really all that? Like,
well, it's funny you should say that.
Natural. You see that, John? That's natural talent right there.
Right there. Just let me write in there. Thank you, Matt.
No problem, John.
See there. Well, why don't I just let Cutie Cinderella tell her story? Now, I couldn't get the video, but I have the audio. So here she is.
I want to go live because this is what pain looks like. This is what it looks like. Okay?
Oh, poor girl.
Fucking internet. Fuck the constant exploitation and objectification of women. It's exhausting.
And men.
It's exhausting. Fuck Atrioc for showing it to thousands of people. Fuck the people DMing me pictures of myself from that website. Fuck you all. This is what it looks like. This is what the pain looks like. Okay?
Oh.
If you are able to look at women who are not selling themselves or benefiting off of being seen sexually, they're not benefiting, they're not selling it, they're not platforming it themselves. If you are able to look at that, you are the problem. You see women as an object. You should not be okay doing that. And it should not be a part of my job to have to pay money to get this stuff taken down. It should not be part of my job to be harassed, to see pictures of me nude spread around. It should not be something that is found on the internet. It shouldn't be. That shouldn't be a part of my job.
Wrap it up, lady. Jesus Christ.
Exhausting. And the person that made that website, I'm going to fucking sue you. I promise you. With every part of my soul, I'm going to fucking sue you.
Girl.
That's all I have to say.
Now, she went on for another 30 seconds because... All right, so maybe I should back this up a little bit. So that is QT Cinderella, excuse me. And apparently the gentleman that she was talking about, what he did was he made deep fakes of porn.
Oh, he made them or he watched them?
He made them of her,
right,
where he was actually having sex with her, and he put them up on a website. And these people saw them. Now, okay, I don't know. Again, I'm not a woman, so I can't imagine what that must look like, because as you saw with Joe Biden, they are very good deepfakes. They're out there. And apparently,
yeah, if this guy had the spare time, I'm sure that he had scenes picked out that made it look really, really convincing. Like if she sent that to her daddy would probably hang himself.
Right. So here's a story. QT Cinderella, why can't I say that word all of a sudden, finds that she cannot sue the creator of the deepfake site. This is from the Gamer website. Cinderella was in tears after she spoke out against the constant exploration and objectification of women in the stream a couple weeks ago. And it was triggered by the discovery that a fellow streamer had viewed deepfake porn featuring her and other female streamers. In addition, the streamer said she was being harassed by people who were sending her images of the deepfake. So she went to a lawyer, and she said, every single lawyer I've talked to essentially have come to the conclusion that we don't have a case. There's no way to sue this guy.
Nope.
While many states in the U.S. have laws that ban revenge porn and soliciting and sharing of sexual content without consent, there's only a few states, which include Georgia, California, Virginia, New York, that have specific laws regarding the deepfake content and media.
No kidding. They actually have laws on the book there for that?
Yeah, it's going to
I'm
happen.
actually surprised about that, to be honest with you. I didn't expect
I
them
get
to actually be that
revenge
smart.
porn. That's a good idea. Revenge porn's fucked up. You shouldn't be showing pictures. But I mean, if they're just using your face, you put your face on Facebook. It belongs to the internet once you put it up there, dude.
Yeah, but okay, that's fine. I get that. I mean, if you put something that if you put fucking Dave, I know it's coming, but anyhow, we'll get to that. If you put something like your image or something, and then they take that and deep fake it where it looks like you're doing porn when you never did it, that's not even you. That's just a character of you. Then
you should be flattered that somebody spent the time to take your face and put it on you getting fucked. Yeah.
There's a double-edged sword to that, though, because I understand where she's coming from her emotional standpoint, but at the same time, I do agree with Jody to an extent where, if you put your likeness out there, there's going to be some fucked up person that's going to find the time to do all that kind of stuff.
It used to be somebody would take your picture out of a Maxim magazine and duct tape it to a blow up doll, and then they would fuck that or do whatever, and maybe they probably wouldn't film that. But I'm saying, like,
Simpler
this has been
times.
going on for years, and it's the same thing. We're just in a new age here where people can do shit like this.
Now, as someone that's a little younger and kind of understands this streaming scene a little bit more, one of the lines that kind of bothered me was the whole objectification of women in the field and all that stuff, which is kind of fucking stupid, because if you looked at Twitch, they have made what is called the hot tub meta, where a bunch of women hop in bikinis and like blow up little pools and shit and put water and just talk to streamers, not actually playing games.
Because
you
can't get naked on like Twitch and stuff.
Yeah, you
right?
can't. You can't get naked on
show...
Twitch and shit. But the point I'm making is, like, you talk about all the objectification of women. Meanwhile, women are on the same platform as you, objectifying themselves for a lot of fucking money. There's a reason why one of the streamers named Amaranth is probably one of the biggest on the platform, and she has an OnlyFans account that she makes multiple, like 6-7 figures from every couple of months.
Damn.
Okay, I get that, but see, okay, so as soon as I heard this was happening, and I hear behind the scenes that there's some shenanigans going on, I knew immediately what was going on, and I knew immediately that Dave, that evil genius, that little fucking Australian over there, was hard at work learning how to make a deep fake video of me. Yeah, I know it's coming. I know it's coming. So I just don't know when. And what I can't do anything about. First of all, I can't do anything about it. All right.
Here's the problem, John. This is first and foremost. This is the reason why all those lawyers told that lady the same problem. It's not real.
Correct, but it's
parody in the simplest form. It's parody because it's not real. So, how do you put a price on that? Now, you and I got into an interesting conversation about AI porn, like, just to kind of segue a little bit, because that sucks. She's not going to get any money, but like, what's to stop people from making like their own porn now? You make dog porn, you can make child porn, you can make a porn of you fucking your own mother. Like, you could do all that stuff.
Shut up.
But
shut up.
You're giving people way too many ideas, Jody.
I know. I'm fucking a dog. I'm fucking a horse.
You getting fucked by a horse, John?
Yeah, I'm getting fucked by a horse.
But that's not real. So how about, is that a thing? Like, it's say some creepy motherfucker puts some little kid's face, maybe a baby's face, on some guy getting railed in a porno movie. Like, does he go to prison for making child porn, air quote? Because it's not.
So let me ask you this. Some devious little Australian makes a video of me having sex with a child. It's deep fake.
You shouldn't have said that.
I'm just saying.
Damn.
Okay?
Oh, Christ, Dave.
Now all of a sudden it gets out there and someone sees it and they try to arrest me for child porn. Well,
to be honest with you, Dave is kind of funny. So what he would probably do is make a deep fake of a child fucking you, is what would happen.
I don't think there's a difference, to be quite honest with you. I don't really I think in the eyes of the law, I think both are very bad.
In the eyes of the Lord, probably too.
Yeah, but see, the thing is, now I'm jammed up because now I got to try to prove that that's not me. And how do you do that?
Yeah, I'll step on a scale. I'm not that skinny. Son of a bitch.
Well, the only thing
I'm not that big, because he's going to make you really, really fat probably too. So you'd be like, I'm barely over 3 bills, you cunt.
Listen, the only good thing about this for me is that I have a few scars and a few birthmarks that he doesn't know about. So they won't be on the deep fake. So then I think I'm okay.
What do you think, Matt? You think you should get arrested for if you make child porn, AI or whatever, like deep fake? Is that a punishable offense? Because I don't like that, but at the same time, like, I don't know if I'm going to call the cops on that.
I can only go off of what the laws say. And hypothetically speaking, I live in New Jersey. New Jersey was not on the list of fucking states that protects against that sort of thing from what John was listing off of. It's only like, what, 5 states? So technically speaking, it doesn't really matter for us. Like, it doesn't really matter for people.
Do what you want to do. Deep fake everything.
Not that I fucking condone it. I don't condone it, but there's nothing they can do about it in the eyes of the law, it seems.
I know.
I guess if maybe you lose a job, like, just for whatever reason, if your boss gets wind of some shit and fires you because of like a deep fake porno, you could probably sue somebody for that.
Look, here you go. There you go.
Oh. John, how dare you?
Now that's not really me.
You put Dave's legs up and everything, bro? God damn.
I remember this fucking photo too from
You
the
look
last
so
time I was
mad.
here. Jesus Christ.
Right. See? It's crazy. But yeah, I have to go back to the same thing where it's, I feel bad for her and I understand that she wants to. It's just, Stutt just says, that's such a terrifying image. Hey, I don't like it either. But I'll tell you one thing. That's as far as I'm concerned, being in this podcast and in this circle jerk with these cretins that I've been hanging around with for the past 5 or 6 years, they've taught me how to be able to handle shit like this. With basically,
you had to take a joke, John.
Yeah,
I mean, there might be someone out there, and I won't name names, but there might be someone out there that might be creating something of you as we speak due to some beef I've been hearing about. But
yeah, it's probably Dave.
I wasn't talking about Dave.
Yeah, so no,
Now you're gonna have him paranoid. He's gonna sleep tonight, man, because I don't even know what the fuck.
We
you're
just
talking
talked about it, so it's not like we just talked about it before we went on air, so it's not like he didn't know what I was talking about.
Oh, okay.
Right. Yeah, it's interesting. Okay, so again, I would say that you can take this AI and use it for good, and then you can take this AI and you can use it for evil. Okay. So, I mean,
all I'm gonna say is this: Terminator was right the entire time.
Skynet
is
baby.
real.
Yep,
We're fucked.
it's coming.
We're so fucked, and I hope I'm not around to see it.
You want to talk about somebody who's really fucked? Hey, John, can you throw up the next topic for me? The monoboob story.
you mean this one?
Fuck?
Now, listen, I don't know if there's one thing that I know about you two gentlemen, but it's the fact that both of you enjoy big fucking tits.
It's yeah. So
They don't
here
call me more
is
about him for no reason.
yeah. This is we did a story about her before where
Yeah, her name's like Mary Magdalene or something like
Mary
that.
Magdalene. Yeah.
Mhm. And she's got the biggest titties and the biggest ass and lips, and she's just a cartoonish person.
Correct. And so she is. She's, I guess, I don't know what happened, but
she looks like she's sans one enormous tit. You like when they're that big, John, you notice that one's gone, huh?
all right. Well, you see if you see this picture here, you see where it's back. Now, where did all that fluid or saline or where did all that go?
Hopefully, it went to her brain.
This is her.
If it popped inside of her, it's definitely inside of her somewhere, which could actually, I think, cause a lot of infection and probably kill her or something along those lines.
Right. So
No, that's saline, Matt. That ain't gonna hurt nobody. That's just salt
No,
water inside your chest.
It could be silicone too. We don't know.
She's probably bending over to put on a shoe, and then the next thing you know, we got it.
She was walking through a doorway.
Yeah,
I bet a plane flew into one of her tits. Jesus Christ.
yeah. So
yeah, she lost one of them shits. So now she just got one big titty, huh?
No, she's going to have them taken out. She's had enough. She's taken out the breast implant, and she's also taken out the ass implant. Now she has a OnlyFans where you can go in and see some of the pictures. And I'm so afraid to get taken down by Twitch, but they have naked pictures of her. And to be honest with you, you can't even tell. She's got so many tattoos on her, you can't even tell she's naked, which is kind of crazy.
John, didn't we find her because she had like the world's fattest vagina too? Isn't that what originally brought us to her?
No, the first time I saw her was she was just walking out of a hotel room, and she was actually able to walk, and she was strutting down from a hotel, and she had that big boobs and that big ass.
Yeah, she looks like Baymax, BAE.
And then we found out that due to all these surgeries that she couldn't even walk anymore, that she was having a problem.
I mean, her back must be fucked.
Yeah,
right.
She needed a rascal scooter to get around, Matt. She was starting like a GoFundMe. So she's like, I can't walk.
Of course you can't fucking walk because you're like basically fucking the weight of your chest is basically pulling you to the ground. God damn it.
I know.
I mean, not for nothing, but I don't know about you guys. Like I said, I appreciate big tits. I'm head advocate of the big titty committee for a reason, but tits that size, That just looks fucking lame to me, man. I can't fuck with that at all. And
Those are beach
BBLs
ball
too.
sized titties,
Yeah,
man. Like I understand
BBLs
even,
are also fucking lame because I
Look.
appreciate a nice natural ass, man.
even a volleyball sized titty. That's a lot. That's a lot of titty meat. But like beach ball, that's cartoonishly large. Like,
So-
what do you even do to that? It's like a speed bag. You just punch them.
Can I ask you a question? Where does the doctor have a responsibility for this? Where, you know, he should be like, you know what? No, you should.
Word.
You don't need bigger boobs. You need a psychiatrist. You need mental health.
Listen, the show Botched exists for a reason because people like that doctor who should have said what you just said, you know, they don't.
He would have said it in
and then-
Spanish or
Yeah, he
German.
said it in Spanish or
¿Por
German.
qué no
or-
too más too grandes? Chichis grandes no más.
Yeah. Which takes me to this story. Ex-banker is a genderless dragon. My son won't talk to me.
Holy shit.
I can
John.
imagine why.
So on the left, let me see if I can get down here. All right. So on the right, this is Matt Legion Medusa. He's 61 years old and hails from Texas. He spent the last decade going under epic metamorphosis into a mythical monster.
He looks like a regular fucking guy with the kid in the left picture. And on the right, he looks like Lord Voldemort from Harry Potter with a split tongue and like little dragon bumps put in his fucking. He doesn't have ears. He's got no nose.
Over here, this is Richard Hernandez, and this is Tamat Legion Medusa.
Yeah.
All right. So,
His kid probably doesn't talk to him because he doesn't believe in fairy tales.
all right. So he says, I was in my late 40s prior to me living my life as a freak that I am. I already had 79 piercings. Most of them were hidden. The ones that weren't, I could take out every day and put them back in because he used to be a banker. He had a long dream of adding more prominent piercings, tattoos, which weren't appropriate for the world of finance. So he quit his career and embarked on becoming a dragon. That was his dream. In the years since, he has tattooed his face, split his tongue, and added $80,000 of horn implants to his forehead. It's not always been smooth sailing since the entertainer, I guess he's an entertainer, admitted that he was estranged from their adult son who doesn't understand his makeover. And at the time I started my transformation, my son had already turned 16 and he rejected me at that point in my life. My son hasn't been in my life for several years. I'm hoping that at least he's watching me on the internet because the reason I'm out here in a big way is for him. No, dude, no, you're not.
Don't put this on your fucking son to do that shit. I'm sorry. First of all,
here is Richard. What was it? What was his name again?
Ramirez Hernandez.
Hernandez. And then
he's
here,
part of Village People.
look at him now. Look at
Wow.
What the
Scales tattooed. You think he can look at his own little nose holes with those split tongue things?
I don't know.
I can't even look at this, man. What the fuck?
Yeah, he is a non-binary they them dragon. And this is here he is.
Yeah, I kind of get it. I don't think I would want to talk to him, them, they, dragon either.
If this was my dad, I would have absolutely no respect for him.
What does that person say to you, John? Like, what is the sentence when you walk by in any capacity that you actually stop and listen? Other than like, help, I need a doctor. You go, yeah, I can tell. You want a taxi?
I'm running from this gentleman right here, or that, whatever it is.
You're at Taco Bell and it goes, you should really try the salsa.
Now, here's the thing. Look at the eyes. Are the eyes tattooed green, or are they contact lenses?
No, that is
could be
tattooed the white part for sure. Yeah.
God damn. Anyhow,
it's dedication is what it is.
I can't look at that. Oh God, to me that's a freak. I'm sorry, man. Like I'm part of a show where we don't kink shame or any of that bullshit. But man, to me that's a freak. I can't, in good conscience, look at that and say that's normal. I'm sorry.
How much attention do you need, dude? Like, you get your tongue pierced, so you dress up like a chick. That's cool. That'll get you some looks. But like, you can't not be the center of attention when you walk into a room, huh? Is that your problem?
You're asking me?
I'm just asking. I'm asking the void, John. I'm asking people who You want a body mod, you want to do your thing. I get it. Be individual, be you. There's nobody else in the world like you. Everybody's special. Why the fuck would you do that to yourself? Other than you want people to look at you and think whatever they happen to think. You don't care what they think, but you want A and B.
Here's my question. Sorry to cut you off, John. Here's my question. He left a pretty prominent job. Like, that's a well into 6-figure, almost 7-figure type of job he was doing, I was assuming. What the fuck is he making on social media as an entertainer that can subsidize that? Like, come on now. And not to mention the amount of money that went into fucking those types of surgeries to begin with once he left the job.
I have to live my truth. I have to be the non-binary dragon of the internet.
Yeah.
That's what I've done.
Shit.
I wouldn't curse the guy out. If he walked up and asked me for $1, I'd be like, no, thank you. Please leave me alone. But I just don't understand how these people can't get enough attention.
Clown
just
world.
It.
That's all. That's your answer, Jody. Clown world. That's what it is.
How dare you, Matt? How dare you talk about
I'm sorry.
my truth, my life?
How many nipples do you have, Dragon Man?
I think I have 8. Maybe 9. I don't know. Hold on, let me count them.
Yeah, dragons can't count.
Nippy, nippy, nippy. 2 nippy, nippy, nippy. 3 nippy, nippy, nippy. And so on and so forth.
Jesus.
There you go.
It's a lot, man. And I get it. The son doesn't want to talk to him because there's probably nothing nice at that. What do you say to that on Christmas morning, dude?
You don't. You say nothing.
You
because
did
don't
that to
see
your
them.
fucking self. Yeah.
Jingle bells, jingle bells, jingle all the way. Oh, what fun it is to be a dragon this day. Well, work on that.
Happy birthday, and he blows the fucking candles on fire. That's fucking wild.
Mike
man.
has a good question. He says, do LGBTQ dragons get their own bathrooms? No. They go outside and piss in the garden and shit in the
Yeah.
garden. That's what I think. With
Yeah,
that.
no dragons are allowed inside. You'll break stuff. You're a goddamn dragon.
Listen,
So-
dragon rights matter.
Yeah, well, you know what? I have dragon on the floor. That's right, my big dragon member.
Yeah, I'm a dragon. I'm dragging these nuts around with me all day long.
A couple weeks ago, we put a video up where they were doing those slap fights over in Russia. They'd stand there and they would line them up. And
Dana White, that's the company that Dana White bought, is a slap challenge or some shit.
Power
where them
slap.
dudes were just
Power
pounding
slap
the
is
fucking yeah. Yes.
Well, apparently they have a new way of power slapping. Here you go. Guys ready? Here we go.
Oh shit, they started a women's division? Where's the totem they gotta hold on to?
Woo.
Oh.
Did it just get hot in here, or is it just me?
Oh
Oh
shit.
my god!
They're slapping cheeks. Okay. Oh,
Now,
god damn. Listen. Whap.
How do you submit to this though? Like, you're supposed to get knocked the fuck out in actual slapping, but you're actually like,
I think it's an I quit match, Matt.
I think what happens is what they do is they measure the redness, the red marks and the raised mark. I don't know. I mean, it's just ridiculous. But you know what? That's a slap fight. That's a slap thing I can get behind. Nobody really gets hurt.
Listen, we were talking about body modifications and big asses. Could you imagine a BBL popping as soon as that hand hits that ass?
That would be like PEDs. Some bitch shows up with like these big water bag butt cheeks. Try to slap these. They got concrete in them. I got them done in Panama.
You gotta like shake them down like an MMA fight. Like you don't have any weapons on you, right?
Hey, I would pay to watch women smack each other's asses until they give up. Like, that's pretty cool. And I think if Dana White was a smart man, he would combine, get a ladies division, and they can just go heads or tails. You could call it that and make the men smack each other on the asses too. I don't know. Just fucking flip a coin. Hey,
I think we
flip a
just had
coin.
I think we just had $1 million idea just now.
You flip a coin and you go heads or tails, and whatever it lands on, that's what you get.
You know, I was just thinking, you know, what you could do is pink belly. You know, instead of slapping him in the face, you do a pink.
I do that shit to my kid sometimes when he's being a cunt. Because you can't hit your kids anymore. So I just hold him down and I go, pink belly. I smack him right on his fucking belly a bunch.
You know what I used to do with my kids? They'd be laying on the thing. I would grab their toes and crack them, like crack their knuckles, like crack their toe. And I'd yell, Krakatoa!
Yeah, must be nice. I got the wooden spoon when I was bad.
Oh, I
Yeah.
got beat with everything.
Like the OG, I got the OG Italian beatings. That's what I got.
Matt's a young man. He don't know nothing about no children. He probably has no opinion, or maybe he hates kids. I don't know.
I actually would like to be a dad one day, but not anytime soon.
Okay. I got something for you, Matt.
do you
Are
got
you
for me,
a fan of cheese?
Of course, I love cheese.
Do you?
This is
Okay.
body built by cheese, my guy.
All right. What's your favorite cheese?
Cheddar.
Ooh, cheddar cheese. Okay.
Oh god, I don't like where this is going, John.
Here's a lady. She's gonna make some cheese.
Let's make some freaking coochie cheese. So we're going to add a gallon of milk to this giant pot. We're going to add some calcium chloride. And then we're going to heat it up to about 88. Once it hits 88, we're going to add our yogurt culture that has our nasty smelling lactobacilli.
So what
Pause.
she did.
Pause.
I overheard.
no.
I heard something that I wasn't too fond of hearing, but please explain, John.
Go ahead, Jody.
That's so in cheese making, you add a live culture, kind of like making yogurt or any other cheese product. What do you want it to form up? Her live culture is made from swabs and yeast samples from her pudenda,
Her vagina.
mm-hmm.
This is vagina cheese.
Coo cheese.
Coochies.
And we're going to mix it all up. After that, we're going to let it sit for about 60 minutes. And then we'll add our liquid rennet, about 1.5 mils.
Oh, that's what makes it separate, John.
We'll let it sit for about 30 more minutes. Then after that, we're going to slice it into about half-inch-ish cubes. And then we squish it with our ladle so that it looks like cottage cheese, which I personally find disgusting.
I mean, it looks like regular cheese, but the fact that I know that there's pussy in there is just really kind of...
All right. So they do that. And then after that, so when you get done, you've made your cheese, and she did this with a friend of hers. So afterwards, you figure you have to test the cheese, right? Don't you have to test the cheese?
Stop,
her friend
John.
hot?
I can't handle anymore, John. What the fuck?
Wait a minute. Hang on.
I don't want to know how the cheese is made, but I'll probably try that cheese.
Would you try? That's what I was going to ask Matt. Would you try this cheese?
That's a loaded question there.
That's
Do I
fine,
not?
Billy.
Do I know what's in it before I taste it?
Pussy.
It's you just said that's what she used. She uses the culture, her yeast culture, and she made it coochie cheese. Would you
But
eat
like-
her coochie cheese?
I don't. I need to know if the culture has a taste to it that like determines something. Because God forbid it smells. Listen. God forbid it's a fishy scent. Okay. God forbid it's a fishy scent, and all of a sudden, instead of eating cheese, I'm
Kids
eating,
got
like,
a point, John. I don't like fishy cheese. I like,
Oh,
come on. You
hard
gotta
cheeses,
cut me some
cheddars, and
slack
pepper
here.
jacks and
Cut me
stuff.
some slack.
You know, sometimes they call it. They have stinky cheese. All right. So here they made a charcuterie board.
Oh God.
Oh, God.
See, I
damn it,
say
the
that as a
puns.
joke. This is serious.
Oh, you think I was
Charcuterie.
kidding around?
So it has been almost 3 months.
3 months it took them to make the cheese.
I mean, they're not bad, Mish, right? If they were big fatties, we'd be like, ugh. But
That's the problem. They're kind of bad.
I'm scared. I'm also scared. I'm only scared that it's gonna be bad. I feel like this is gonna be bad. I'm like not confident in my cheese making.
smell it first.
I'm like,
Dirty
Please
dish.
smell it. Please
Not
smell it.
I need to. It doesn't smell bad. Oh, it doesn't smell like anything. Cheese. Okay.
Mhm. Bite it, you whores.
It's a crop.
Yeah.
Bad. No.
Oh, your goo cheese is bomb, huh?
You took a big chomp. I like nibbled that because I was like, I'm scared. I dropped the cheese.
Put it on a cracker now.
Wow. Just eat the whole thing. Feed each other's cheeses. That's what you got to do. Cross your arms and do it, bitch.
It tastes like, and then it gets more cheesy. It almost tastes like Swissy. That's
It
the
tastes
word.
like Swissy.
It tastes like very like mild Swiss.
Mild Swiss.
Like slaps me in the face.
Yeah.
Ooh.
I don't know if that's necessarily a good thing. I'm not a big fan of Swiss.
I think the problem, like the biggest problem, is the name.
Swiss.
What's that?
I think the biggest problem is the name. Like coochies. If you look that up on Urban Dictionary, it's like it says when you grab a bitch by the pussy lips and you spread it apart, and it looks like pulling apart a grilled cheese. Like that made me gag a little bit. But like coochies is a bad name. I wrote down a couple if you'd like to hear some suggestions.
Sure.
Coming in at number 3, I got Pimento cheese.
Pimento.
That's a good one. That's a good one.
I like
I like
pimento.
that one.
Number 2 was a Gorgonzola. And your number 1 better name for coo cheese is Twatzarella.
Twatzarella. All right. I like Twatzarella.
Can I say this?
Yeah.
Now that I'm thinking about it, I wanted to see the reaction before I said yes to the original question of would I eat it. If they seem to like it, I'll be down. But to be fair, I'd rather taste the
and then you'd have
source.
to find a supplier for
I'd
coo
rather-
cheese.
I would rather taste the source of the coochies. I mean, they didn't look all that bad, to be honest with you.
Right. So you would stick your tongue in there, but you wouldn't eat her cheese.
Listen, I had to know what their reaction to it was first before I said yes.
Well, that doesn't make any sense because if you were going to do this, right, if you were going out with her, you would put your tongue in there and it wouldn't even be cheesy. It wasn't even made cheese. So I don't see what your problem is.
Listen,
To be quite honest with you.
I have a lot to learn. Let's be fair.
I feel like body part like food is probably not good. Like people do shit with breast milk now. That's a thing. That make like yogurts or cheeses or whatever
Do
with
they?
breast milk. Yeah,
Oh,
they
yeah.
do.
Oh, fuck. I didn't know that.
I never tried breast milk, but I just assumed like it's like Coke. I probably would like it, so I just never messed with it much. Kidding.
There's a story a while back where a lady went and took brownies to a bake sale and she made them with her own breast milk and sold them. And then people ate them. And then she told them.
Yeah.
Filthy whore. But
But to be fair, milk's not the
And
biggest.
then
ingredient.
she charged them another $5 for the brownies.
again, I would have been, I think you listen, if you want to make breast milk brownies, that's fine. Just let people know before they eat the breast milk brownies.
But to that point, I mean, milk, when you make brownies, milk's not really the biggest ingredient in the brownie. You don't really taste milk in a brownie.
Yeast isn't the biggest ingredient in the cheese. It's just a little bit that ferments.
Yeah, but when you tell me that yeast is coming out of the hoo-ha, I mean, like, how am I supposed to know it even smells good in the first place?
I'd try some pussy bread. 100%.
Oh, that's right. They make sourdough bread with it too.
No,
Yeah,
they do?
I'd eat pussy
Sure they
bread in a
do,
fucking
yeah.
minute. I would like to make a
All right.
grilled cheese sandwich with pussy bread and pussy cheese, please.
Right.
Coming right up.
All right, whoever this chick is, we will definitely try the bread and the cheese if you choose to come on this show one day.
I want a skinny chick on the bread, but I'll take a fat chick for the middle. That's
For
fine.
the cheese.
Yeah, I wanted to have a little girth to it.
All right. Well, listen, I think we should do something. I'd like to do a Am I the Asshole, if you don't mind.
Okay.
All right. And
Yes.
if we're going to do Am I the Asshole, we got to use royalty-free music, right?
Oh.
Okay, here we go.
Is Eugene here? What is that?
All right. A mom decided to cancel her son's birthday party after he made a misogynistic comment about women.
Oh.
My son, 16 turning 17, had friends over and playing his birthday. I rented a room at a resort. I can't do this fucking music. Fuck this thing. I don't know how he does it. It's the stupidest thing. Okay. I'll get back to this.
That's a funny story because look, what happened when I sent you the headline of that? Well, just read the headline again. Clear. What did it say?
Mom cancels birthday is what I saw.
Mm-hmm. And you said, good. Fuck them. Something along those lines. I said the same thing. I really did. When I read it, I go, yeah, fine. Fuck you. Whatever.
But it gets a little dicey in here. So here,
Right.
and to be honest with you, after I read the story, it became interesting. So let me try.
Goddamn headlines, man. They were trying to throw a misdirect.
That's right. My son, 16 turned 17, had friends over to plan his birthday. I rented rooms at a resort for skiing and snowboarding for a 3-day weekend. They started talking about all sorts of things, and eventually the topic came up to my son's sexuality. My son is bisexual, and he has dated both girls and boys. He's currently dating a boy. Neither me or my family have an issue with this. They were asking him when he realized that he was bisexual. When did he come out? When did he date his first guy? What was the difference between dating guys and girls? Eventually, they asked him, what is his preference? And he says, naturally, I don't have a preference. I'm attracted to guys and girls the same. But after dating girls and guys, I can say women aren't worth the trouble.
God damn.
That last part caught my attention, and I asked him to explain what he meant. And I told him if women weren't worth the trouble, then neither am I. And so I will not be doing anything for his birthday. He just stared at me and said, well, that's what happens when you're a sexist jerk.
Yeah. I said, I'm not trying to fuck you, Mom.
He hasn't spoken to me and members of our family. And members of my family say I shouldn't have done any of this. So I should have canceled his birthday party. Am I the asshole?
Shame on you.
Yeah,
she's a total fucking asshole, man.
Total asshole. Now, granted, what fucking 16, 17-year-old has a fucking birthday party anymore? Even if it was like a skiing resort shit. Like, come on, who puts that much effort into a fucking 17-year-old's birthday? I didn't even fucking have that effort in my 17th-year-old birthday. Once I started drinking, that's what I was doing. I was going out for my birthday. You know, like I didn't give a fuck. But I would say that she's the asshole because, to be fair, let's be honest, gentlemen. You both have been married.
They're not worth it.
Exactly. No. And I have bad interactions with women all the time. They are not worth the trouble. Now, I'm not bisexual like this individual is, but I can safely say that they're not.
You could try it though and just see, make sure. You just hang out with your bros all day and give your buddy a hand job, and then you can play Xbox and have pizza, and nobody's gonna be fucking mad at you.
Yeah, you know what Jody says.
No, you punch him in his head and you call him a faggot.
That's what you do.
That's a mating call.
The thing for me that made the article so interesting was I never thought he dates men and he dates women, and
it's a good perspective, right?
Women are a fucking pain in the ass. Like, you date a guy, it's like, where you want to go? Let's go grab a beer and a burger. Let's go do this. You have more in common with a guy. If it wasn't for the anal sex and the oral sex, right? Hanging out with guys is a lot better.
John said, I would even cuddle. We're just not making penetration. But if I get cold, I'd love to be the little spoon.
Well, that's a really nice tree. I think I'm going to stick my dick in that knot hole.
To be fair, that's a good point, though. Men are probably the most low-maintenance creatures on the face of the earth. We don't need a lot to make us happy.
It would descend into just madness after a while, though, because I guess it depends on your partner. Because if you were a frat dude and you had another frat dude, like, shit would get pretty gross. Especially if you're also throwing like occasionally boning in there. There's just gonna be loads and socks and fucking pizza boxes and shit all over your house because you're just gonna play games and fuck.
Yeah, unfortunately, I'm not attracted to men, so I got to put up with women's shit. So that's the basic part of it.
You want me to get some titties on your back, fellas? That's the best way. Give me something to play with.
Get some fake titties on your back. Back titties for the win.
Oh man!
All right. I thought I had. Yeah, here we go. All right, so this next story I'm going to tell you about, and Jody put this up here. I think we're going to argue about this.
Yeah.
Yes. All right, so Jody, when you go out to, and I'll ask Matt. Matt, when you go out to eat, what kind of tipper are you? Like when you go out and...
I would say, and my mom yells at me for this all the time. I would say I'm probably more than generous. Let's put it that way.
What do you say? 18, 20%, somewhere in that range?
About that range. About that range. Depending on if the service is really good, it's definitely about that range.
Yeah, I'm a bare minimum cheap bastard. I give 20% if you're lucky.
All right. So what do you normally tip, Jody?
20%.
Okay.
And I round up usually. That's what I do. Like I take the bill, and if it's $13, I go, all right, fucking $3. There you go.
Yeah. All right. So a woman in TikTok started a bunch of shit when she went to get a takeout order at the Outback Steakhouse. And so she went
Steakhouse of the Land Down Under, John.
That's right.
Shout out Dave.
And then they left a passive aggressive note on her receipt, and she didn't leave a tip. So in the video, she shows a receipt which totaled
no tip, $0 tip,
$96.41. And in the tip section, It had been circled and starred, presuming by an Outback employee working at the restaurant. It was circled on my receipt, and she wrote in when the bachelor, "Am I wrong for not tipping for carryout?" I mean, I had to go get it. So,
oh baby,
what's your okay, Matt? Do you tip on carryout?
Okay. I have a very strong opinion about this because my brother used to do pizza delivery for a local pizza joint in our town. And I can safely say that if you don't tip, especially large orders, if you don't tip for shit like that, that's kind of fucking lame. I think you're an asshole. I have heard him tell multiple stories about how he would have hundreds of dollars of orders and they will give him maybe like $2 or $3. And he has to drive like 15, 20 minutes out of the way because the for whatever reason, the delivery range is so wide. Now, for the carryout aspect, I don't know. I mean, I feel like you should leave something, maybe not like the 20%, like at least a few dollars here or there. Because you do, again, I agree with the point that you have to go get it. But to not tip is shitty, I would say.
Dick Beater.
If I have to walk inside your restaurant to pick up my food, I will give you $0.00 tip.
Okay.
If you walk it to my car window, I might throw you a bone. Like I'll throw you $5, but that's it. Like I'm not tipping for carry out, especially if I have to walk inside and get it. That's fucking crazy.
Right. So I don't know if a wait staff has to put these orders together. I mean, they got to put them in a takeout carrier. They got to bag them all up and get them ready for you. So this is how I do it. And the same thing for delivery. It depends on how far the person has to drive. I'm not tipping them 20% of the food. That's
but delivery is completely a different subject. This is takeout, and I'm assuming this was walk in and pick it up takeout because it's Outback. They don't walk that shit out to your car anymore. COVID's over.
Right. Dave wants to give me 20% of his tip. No, Dave, I don't want 20% of your tip.
My wife is generous too. Like she'll always just throw people a few extra bucks. Like, what the fuck are you doing? They're at work. Fuck
It's
them.
called the soul, Jody. It's called people got to make a living too, you
It's
asshole.
called talk to your boss, bitch. I'm not fucking paying you extra money because I have to walk in here and pick up my food. Are you fucking crazy?
I mean, I'm fucking with you, but I see your point. I agree with your point. I still think at least a few dollars need to be thrown.
I did all the work. You showed up and clocked in and you were doing this anyway. I just fucking came in here and sidebar and fucking got some food.
What I do is I give them, if I have to go in and I get takeout, I give them $5. No matter what, if it was it was a $90 order, you just had to put shit in the bag. It's worth $5. Same way if someone drives, if someone's picking up a pizza from around the corner, it's $5. If they got to come like 10 or 15 miles, it's $10.
In this day and age, though, John, for Outback Steakhouse, that could have been 2 entrees, a fucking bloomin' onion, and maybe a dessert. That's $100 bill.
Yeah. So Dean says, and this is, do you tip at the Burger King window at the drive?
Not a chance.
No, I don't.
I don't.
I don't do that.
Why?
Lisa does. I don't.
You guys are good people. I'm a stingy fucking tipper. But you know what? How about this? I don't go out to eat very often. So take that for what it's worth. I'm not the dude that's always like, yeah, fuck you. It's just if I go someplace to pick up food, I'm not giving you any fucking money unless you're walking it out to my car. I get that. I'll throw you a bone. But no.
And I'm obviously, if it was delivered to your house, maybe. Would you tip then, Jody?
What? To my house? Yeah, sure. Fucking, I might even offer you some of the food when you show up. Hey, bro, you want a rib? People are lazy nowadays, dude. And it's not just kids, it's anybody. You work in a fucking place and you're just like, well, I don't get paid enough to do that. You're right. Tell your boss.
So Proxy says, John, when you lose weight, your dick gets longer.
Fact,
Well,
he's
more
down
like
like 40
eight
pounds, so he's up
length.
like an inch and a half now, John.
I guess. So I guess my dick will be like 2 foot long when I finally lose all this weight. I don't know. Whatever.
Oh, shit.
I think they say you get an inch for every 20 pounds. I don't know. Whatever.
You're like Ron Jeremy when you're done, dude.
Ron Jeremy, he's I think he's on his last leg or something. They had to take.
Is he on the death the fucking death what's
Watch.
it called? Deadpool that you guys run on with all the other
Somebody
guys?
might have picked Ron Jeremy. I don't know, but like he's all fucked up. He got out of jail. I think he's just in like a mental institution now,
No, I
He's
think
got like hardcore dementia now, doesn't he?
or a hospital, whatever the fucking word is. He's now on another planet. But you know, he's Ron Jeremy, so it's probably a cool planet.
Yeah, a lot of ladies in the porn industry don't like him.
Yeah.
He was a piece of shit. All
Yeah,
right.
look at him. He looks like Super Mario with like a 10-inch cock. Don't play with that guy. He sucks.
Yeah.
You can tell just from across the room that guy probably sucks.
Yeah. I mean, he looks. I guess he has to have a big hog because he's not really an attractive man, I would say.
I was going to say, how the fuck did Ron Jeremy even get popular in the first place in the industry? Like, he's not, maybe the fucking types of guys they were looking for back then weren't like up to par with what they have now.
Do I have to explain this to you people? Did you not ever watch Ron Jeremy fuck?
No.
Oh my God. Don't fucking say no to me. What the? I feel like the generation gap here. Ron Jeremy's got a pretty good piece on him, and that was the thing is he's a stubby little fucking, he's the groundhog or the hedgehog or whatever the fuck they call him. He's a little dude with a fucking porno stash. It's where the porn stash came from. Is Ron Jeremy. Show some goddamn respect.
Jesus. Now in the chat, they're like, listen, if I get a happy ending, then maybe I'll tip. I don't get that kind of.
I'd still only give you $5.
Now hold on a second, Jody.
I could have done that myself while I was sitting here waiting.
So hypothetically speaking, so if you do have to walk in and the woman at the desk is hot, are you tipping then?
Doesn't mean a goddamn thing to me, man. I've been married for almost 10 years, and I've been with the same woman for almost 13. Titties don't do nothing for me no more.
Yeah, it doesn't. It doesn't make a difference whether if they're attractive or not. That doesn't for me either. I have a thing.
Yeah.
All right, so
you'll get there someday, Matt. You're a young guy, you know. You're still trying to impress the women and stuff. I don't fucking care anymore. I will walk into Walmart with no shirt, with my titties out, and a pair of Crocs and a pair of shorts. I don't give a fuck anymore, dude. And it's really fun. It's fun not giving a shit what women think about you anymore, except one. I got to worry about her.
That's fair.
All right. So when I didn't get married until I was 35, and a lot of my friends got married in their 20s, and they had kids.
Yeah, and hated it, right?
I hated going somewhere with kids. It was, when you don't have kids, you hate. It's like, yeah, I know they're your kids, and that's great. And we're it's just, and meanwhile you're out somewhere and they're running the fuck around. And you got to chase them, and you're watching them so they don't kill them fucking selves. And
it's fun when it's somebody else's kids. Like if you have kids and they're not around, and you see somebody else's kids acting bad, you go, nah, this fucking dork. You got to go.
Right.
I can appreciate that.
Then I had my own kids, and I understood it because they're little assholes and they're running around. And you got to make sure they're not killing themselves and stuff like that.
But the thing is, the difference is you were in your 30s where you were at least at the age to prepare for something like that. Where it's like in your 20s, your entire life was now dedicated to one woman and whatever offspring that she birthed in that amount of time in your 20s. Your entire 20s are gone. Nowadays, that's a fucking no-go. People don't even fucking do that anymore.
Well, yeah, I know. Well, again, it depends on when you want to live your life. If you want to live your life in your 20s and go do all that shit and then get married, settle down, have kids, that's fine.
Yeah, like I see some people that I follow on social media that did that really early, and I'm sitting here like, man, I can't imagine being 25, my age, and having kids and settling down and all that stuff right now. I mean, like, I got plenty of time. I'll save that for when I'm 30 and shit. Like, 20s is when you want to have at least a good time, Yeah, maybe that's just my perspective on it, but
yeah. So now there's a woman in Australia, and she's fed up with being with these kids and all because she's like you, Matt. She's probably in her 20s or so, and she wants a place where there's like a no kid zone.
Yeah. Kids fucking suck, man. I get it. They make a lot of noise. They don't give a shit about your feelings. They throw shit. They smell.
Right. Here we go.
I would like to know when somebody is planning on opening an adults-only suburb where everything in it is only for adults. Because I'm so sick of going places and kids are just everywhere screaming, and I just have to put up with it. I just went for a swim. They have their own pool, and they're in the lap lane pool. Not swimming laps, just jumping in and screaming. And that's just allowed because they're allowed everywhere. I just feel like for people like me that are evil and hate kids, we should have our own suburb where we can just be quiet and undisturbed.
I don't disagree.
Wait until you hit 55, sweetheart. Then it'll actually matter for you.
Yeah, she crossed the finish line early.
Now, here's the thing. This broad probably has a dog. and I want to be in a place where there's no fucking dogs. Okay,
That's
I don't want your dog shitting on my lawn. I don't want to hear your dog yapping. You know, I don't want all that stuff, because basically what they do now is, in your age, Matt, in your 20s, coming up to 30, they all have dogs, and they all treat the dogs like they're kids.
What are you trying to say about dogs, John?
I'm just telling you, I don't like dogs. Don't like dogs. Don't like
son
cats.
of a bitch.
Hate them.
Yeah, I don't like dogs or kids. Fuck you guys.
Yeah, I don't like them at all.
I have one of each.
We were doing the Boomer Bunker last night, and my computer is having a fucking shit fit over here. I don't know what's going on here.
Don't break it.
It might be time for a new. It might be time for a new computer, because
Maybe you could sell Mish your fucking Roadcaster. You can buy a new
buy
computer.
yourself a new computer. Yeah. So
I'll take it too. That's the thing.
Yeah. All right. As soon as this comes up. All right. So, and we did this on the Boomer Bunker last night. This cat would be, I would kill this cat. So here you go.
No. I say go.
It's an angry pussy. Goddamn.
Oh, wow.
Go. Kitty.
Now he's yelling for his wife or daughter or something to go, because she can't go out because this cat's going to attack him. So look down the hallway and watch what's going on.
Oh, man.
I got the cat.
I don't think you've got the cat, bro.
Now watch.
So he moves a chair.
If he runs, screams, the cat goes after her. She leaves.
This is their cat? This isn't some
I
wild
don't
fucking
know.
animal?
It has to be their cat, because what?
No.
Yeah,
She's chilling.
I would kill that cat.
Yeah,
John, I would shoot at that cat 9 or 10 times. I might hit it once. I put bullet holes all in my fucking kitchen if a cat acted that way. Fuck that.
Yeah, and I'm not gonna lie. My friend sends me a Snapchat of her cat all the time, and it's a cute cat, and it's a very seemingly loving cat. Cats like that I don't fucking like. That cat's dead in an instant. If I owned the gun, that cat is a goner. I've
known people with aggro fucking cats, like in the middle of the day, they would cross your path and growl at you like that a little bit, and that's fine. You know, they make noise, they move on, whatever, you grumpy little fucking asshole. But that thing was literally like at the baseboards ready to attack him.
That thing was possessed. That's what it was.
Right. Now,
that motherfucker was possessed.
Now, Proxy's in here. He's just going off, and I'm not even paying attention to half the shit he's saying, because I don't know. I don't even know what he's talking about. But he says, killing cats as a child mean that they're a serial killer. Well, first
it's
of
not
all,
specifically cats, Proxy. It's all small
Right.
animals.
Yeah, I'm not a child.
Yeah.
And the other thing is, I don't just go around and kill cats for no reason.
I used to hit frogs with a wiffle ball bat. It was my favorite. I would find them out in the yard. I throw them up in the air and go smack the shit out of them.
Yeah, we used to dunk them. There was a concrete or like a cinder block wall, and we used to dip them in the water, and I'd hit them with a tennis racket, and they would hit the wall, and they would like splat and splat. You know.
Yeah, 2-on-1 Proxy. Go back to the drawing board.
Yeah, I remember my sister going down to the store, and she comes back crying. There's dead toads everywhere.
Because nobody gives a fuck about frogs.
Yeah. So, yeah, I'm fine. I'm not a serial killer.
Yeah, not yet. You still got some time left.
Yeah. All right. So let's get into this other story. They have Botox. Now they have Scrotox.
Oh, this would be a good one to end on.
Yeah. All right. So let me get back into here.
You got 3 generations of men here, so I think this will be a fun topic to get into. Matt, how do you like your nutsack, man? You're a 25-year-old dude. You've lived 25 years with that old fucking beanbag. Is it more of a hindrance than a fucking a perk at this point in your life?
I'm perfectly fine with my nutsack. I don't know what this is about, but my nutsack is just fine.
Dude, so the latest thing, Scrotox. You get the Botox shots in your beanbag, it gets the wrinkles out, right?
Yeah. I would know what, I would have my nuts cut off before I would have.
If you had the wrinkles taken out of your nuts, they'd hang down to your fucking inner thigh, dude.
Yeah, when you get older, gravity takes course, and these things are, back when I was a kid.
Yeah, you'll be tucking your nuts into your sock, dude.
Yeah, now my, if I take my pants off, it looks like some old Navy guy sitting on 2 duffel bags. You know?
Look like Popeye's dad.
Yeah. Who gets Scrotox? Different individuals choose Scrotox for different reasons because it offers different benefits. We see patients who request the service in the age range of early 20s up to 50s. Most of the 20s and the 30s, and 2 of the most common reasons we hear for seeking treatment are testicular pain due to contraction, and testicles that appear too small. Small? That's not a bad thing. I take small testicles any day.
Less than sweating and the appearance of wrinkles. Ooh, do you get Botox in your nuts to make you stop sweating?
That's what I'm thinking. Now,
okay, now I'm back in.
I would consider that. I would definitely consider that.
Yeah.
Damn, I thought they were just trying to get the wrinkles out, and I was trying to get used to the idea of having like a turtle shell fucking nuts. That'd be cool, but I don't know, the sweating thing. That might be a game changer for me. Shit.
Yeah, that might be a game changer.
Now
so
the
what
question
happens during your Scrotox treatment? It's quite painless and easy. Numbing cream will be applied to the scrotum area to keep you as comfortable as possible. Ooh. And then about 50 gentle injections.
Fuck.
Oh, hell no. Oh, no. 50 at one time?
Well, I don't know. They don't have like 50 people sitting there with a needle. They jab you 50 different times with a fine needle.
From 2 to 4 minutes. You know what? This might be like a tattoo gun, I bet you. Because tattoo gun, they put like 5 needles at once, and every time they step on that pedal, it's like it's probably 30 or 40 jabs every time they fucking step on the pedal.
I mean, you would think that, you would hope that that's that, because I can't imagine sitting there for a couple of minutes as they stick it in 50 separate times.
God, damn.
Most patients are surprised how quickly the injections are done. The treatment takes anywhere from 2 to 4 minutes. All right, downtime and results. There's no downtime. Patients will be able to return to their regular day immediately. However, please avoid lifting heavy objects or sexual intercourse for a few hours.
Side effect. Hold on. Yeah, hold on. We need to move our Bob to read this. Side effects include, let's see, very rare.
Numbness, swelling, bruising, a tight feeling, and or discomfort. If you're concerned about side effects or have any questions, this can be discussed during your consultation with Dr. Makarkas. Results from Scrotox appear about 1 week following the treatment and last between 3 and 4 months. So every quarter, you got to go in and get your nuts.
Yeah. And if you don't, your balls are going to start looking like Kenny Rogers' forehead.
See, I know that there's treatments to prevent like sweating in the pits, and I assume that's the same concept. But I mean, for the sweating part on the nuts, I mean, I'm not going to say no. But
dude, some people have swampy fucking balls, dude.
Oh, yeah. But here's the thing, though. Think about it like this. At one point, are your nuts going to look like Madonna? That's the question.
Jeez.
Because after you stop doing it, it's going to go back to the normal, right?
Yeah. I agree.
I mean, Madonna looks like a fucking nutsack, if anything, so.
Madonga.
Madingo, that's what she is.
She looks like Mr. Doubtfire now.
I might have to put a down fucking payment on some Scrotox.
I don't know.
Shit, I might join you.
No, you can't have mine. You got to pay for your own, miss, you fucking weirdo.
Macaques.
So look, gentlemen, the problem when we have good guests on is the time flies. I have to pee, and I'm going to go hang out with our cartoon friend Brandon for a little bit.
All right.
So,
well, why don't you read us out, Jody, because you're the reader-outer guy.
Hey, man, Motorboat and Matt, would you like to give any plugs, shout-outs, tell anybody where to find your ass on the internet?
Yes, of course. You can find 69 Whiskey and the Bromigos podcast on your favorite podcasting platforms, including Apple, Spotify, Google, the whole 9 yards. Just go to your favorite podcasting app. Odds are we're on it. Search us up, listen to the show, leave us a rating. We greatly appreciate it. If you want to know where the rest of our links are, we do have a couple of link trees located on all of our social media sites, Twitter, 69 Whiskey Pod, and Bromigos Pod if you want to, which is the easiest way to reach us as well. Just search us up on Twitter if you have it.
It's a fun show, man. You guys should check that out. John Jamingo, would you like to advertise any of your other podcast ventures?
Well, we got Boomer Bunker, and then we also have Brandex. and you can catch them on any of your podcast players. And yeah, that's about it. You should know by now.
I'm glad that you and Bob are podcasting again. If ever he gets to do live shows, he's more than welcome to come back. But we're going to talk about Scrotex and pussy cheese and stuff like that. So
he's not going to be in there. They are not Bob topics.
Well, I'm always welcome. I'm always glad to come back on and discuss more Scrotox and pussy cheese. So,
hey, be careful. We're going to be having tryouts soon. You fuck. You're going to be on 3 goddamn podcasts.
Oh, God.
Or you're going to have to quit one. We'll see which one makes the cut.
As long as I don't have to do any fucking editing anymore, because I don't want to do any more editing for any more shows. Some people have asked me, hey, could you do editing for my show? I tell them no, because I'm already swamped with enough work as it is.
Yeah,
it is.
Now you sound like John. This is the before and after right here, guys. I see it.
I'm John. John is me in another 45 years.
Yep.
That's what it's going to be like.
Yep. All right, everybody. We'll catch you next week. Talk to you later.
Bye, guys.